the crowd got the crowd goes loud. Goes loud. Yeah. I'm done. Agent, you're weird. You're weird, my dude. So, what we're making a vid today about is we're going to talk about, again, what's wrong and the fix. So, what I really want to do this video a little bit different. I normally would be doing this video, and I normally would do this video in a sense where I would just make it offline and then upload it. But I thought, you know what? It'd be pretty cool to, you know, play through it and actually talk to you guys about the game while I'm playing and really get you guys' feedback while I'm doing it. So what I will do, something I don't normally do, is I'm going to go the live game and we're just going to talk it out, and then we're going to take notes as we go through. So let's do this here. Show you guys right now. There it is. I'm gonna hook you guys up and I'm gonna put you guys right over here. Chat, you're on the screen. Look at that. You're on the screen. So chat, I'm putting you guys right over here. This is where you guys are gonna hang out for the duration of this vid. But I wanted you guys included in this video for the simple fact that I want people to see your feedback and see what you guys are saying about the game as we go through it. And then we're going to take notes, and I'm going to show you guys periodically where we are on notes. So right now I'm going to show you real quick what we have so far. So far, this is what I've got when we look at notes, right? Things to fix, right? We've got grenade spam, unfair advantage to the server against the rogues. So for those here, I want to see ones in chat. I want to see ones which I will see you guys right above me, popping up above my head, who actually thinks that that is a good topic, a good thing to fix as it sits right now. And I want this to be interactive. I want to see you guys' standpoint on it, and we're going to be doing this periodically through the session. Probably going to do about 30 minutes, an hour of this, and just kind of go through and or however much time we have to talk about it. So I want to see ones in chat if you actually think the fix of grenade spam, unfair advantage to server against the rogues, you think that's a fix that they need to do. One just got here, Nelson. Say it again. So once again, the question I'm posing to you guys in chat is, do you guys believe that there needs to be a fix where, and what I'm talking about is the friendly fire, okay? The friendly fire aspect where now there's no penalty. You can't go rogue by shooting other people. They're not affected by your skills or nothing. So basically you can get spammed in 1.8 as it sits now. You can get spammed in the dark zone and there's no penalty to them for them to do it to you at all. So I want to see ones in chat if you think that needs to be fixed. I know y'all are there lurking. Okay. A risk of it going after a risk. Okay. Go ahead. Put this on real quick. Hold on. Change this. Yeah.
It stops that whole me.
Chat on me.
Esperando.
69 Jow, what up, man? One, take out friendly fire and keep the queue and keep the queue up to go rogue. Yeah, I know, right? 2.0 will be hammered. Will be hammered shit. Needs a rework, most definitely. Yeah, I hear you. Is that Beast with you, Nelson? Yes, it is, man. Yo, original Tiny Panda, what's up, man? How you doing? So,
taking out friendly fire, what it does is have a group of 4 versus constantly always a server, and then you have rogue police that is gonna increase, and then you have a dead server that nobody's gonna want to go rogue.
Correct.
Pretty much, that's what you're gonna have. So you're gonna have less people. You're gonna have more people farming, and less people PvPing, which will in turn kill the DZ and not have people actually wanting to play the game because all they do, because they enjoy killing, they enjoy being rogue, but they hate the new system. Like, you can keep the toggle system on, but just change it where the friendly fire is on, and also increase the duration between grenades, because that you decrease the amount of times somebody will, a group of 4 will spam another group of 4 with grenades. They will think in before they even do that action. They'll be like, okay, so I only have this grenade and my teammate has this grenade, and we have this amount of time in between our nades, so let's use them now and then make sure we win the gunfight. Yeah, but saying most people are going to be in skirmish doesn't affect why we don't want the dark zone.
Most
people still enjoy the dark zone.
Most people are going to be in skirmish anyway. Yeah, I don't think most people are going to be in skirmish. Yeah, well, you know, when you bring up another point with the skirmish thing, like, you were talking about it too as well, skirmish. So, skirmish is awesome. I haven't played it yet, but I've watched people play it. I think skirmish is a great idea. But I do get people's one pushback is that, why the normalized PvP and skirmish? Why not make there be 2 different queues? You can queue for non-normalized PvP, or you can queue for normalized PvP, so that people that really get into making their gear sets and really, you know, they want to make sure they want their gear and what they've built to actually shine through, and that puts more skill back into it. Normalized PvP kind of just allows you to put just about anything together, go in and get rewarded for it. Sense.
Yeah, it allows you to go with 182 gear into the last stand and have the same stats as somebody that has the same stats as somebody that's grinded out.
I'll give to you.
Their build has all the stats rolled and everything.
It's in my bag, but it's in the car. But I haven't taken any of yours. Sorry, go ahead. But
pretty much what I'm trying to say is the normalized ability of skirmish, which is a great game mode, but I do say increase the kill quota to 40, 50 kills instead of 20. But other than that, it's like a great game mode. But just take out the normalized ability. Yeah. Or give us queue time to queue to another way, pretty much. Let us queue for non-normalized PvP, so we can get the experience of having the dark zone damage, but also have a group of 4 versus a group of 4, like everybody wants. You don't have a server involved. We have a group of 4 versus a group of 4. Which in turn can also turn the game, quote unquote, in the competitive way, because that's what people want to put it as. Have the competitive sweaties go up against the competitive sweaties. See which group is better, instead of having to be in the dark zone, having to worry about, are we going to get ganked by randoms? Are we going to have our 4v4 messed up? Are they going to have a 5th person just chilling in the building, popping medkits popping pulses for them? You know. This will allow you to test the build or test your skill in a 4v4 game mode that won't force you to do the DZ.
Yeah, so I mean, like I say again, I mean, it's about what I find seems to be pretty on point with what people want in the dark zone is you want to be rewarded for gun accuracy, gun skill, which brings me to my next point. Gun skill not rewarded in a small skill gap. So what it seems to be more of is that people rewarded for more, you know, using skills and gadgets and stuff to kill, and teaming is always going to be there, but it's like where it's over the top, you're getting spammed by the server and stuff like that, relying on those aspects to get kills, and they are using good old L2 R2, which is what people want. So ultimately what it's coming down to is people that the diehards of this game, they want the game they bought originally, which felt as though gun skill and strategy won you the fights, not the predicament of bad situations constantly of getting jumped by people. That makes sense? Do y'all agree with that stream? Division patch update 1.8 still coming out next month in November. We're hoping so, but I mean it's still got a lot of work. I mean, as is boxed up and released right now, I don't think you'd want to touch any part of 1.8. The only thing good about it that's really good right now is I do like the new zone, which I'm running around in right now, which is pretty cool. But other than that, I mean, God, it's got so much wrong with it right now. I'm dealing with the headache. Yo, I got you, Mr. Tight Panda. No worries. So that's the one thing we got on the list. And then another thing I got on the list is, of course, yes, the team shotting aspect of it. So when you're in a fight, and we talked about everything, it's just the fact that we want a penalty. We want the penalty to be back there to where if you choose to engage a group of people who are rogue, why is there no penalty anymore now for you engaging that group? Like, they're already fighting for people. The whole thing that made it worth something or made sense was the fact that, hey, if you attack them, and since there are other people that are non-rogues there, you have a possibility of you're going to go rogue too, because you're choosing to engage in a fight. You're choosing to engage in a fight where people are already fighting. Would you agree with that, Beast?
Yeah, you're engaging in 4v8, 4v12 already, and you're being gifted more players to your group than they're supposed to have.
Yeah, so I mean, let's talk about being fair. If they're the only way I see them balancing that out is if they were able to give some sort of proximity multiplier as far as toughness or something of that nature, depending on how many people are engaged in the fight. But even that gets very tricky programming-wise to what that looks like. You know, proximity-wise, you know, the only way it can be solved is, let's say, if there were, let's say but what if there are people in the vicinity that aren't fighting? Then that poses another problem, right? Multi-grouping. They have 4 extra people with them, but they're not fighting them. Now they're getting that buff of stamina or toughness, and they're not engaging in combat against them. So it's the only real solve is really to bring back the actual penalty for going rogue. Now, going rogue is a whole nother thing too as well. When you're talking about going rogue in 1.8 right now, what I am finding or what I am seeing is like, when I go rogue, it takes a while. It seems kind of cheesy compared to the way it's been played, to stand still and have to hold down a button to say, "Hey, I'm rogue now." And I know people say things like the whole point of the DZ is to be rogue, not go rogue. But that's not the way the game was packaged or sold whenever we purchased and got it and got involved in the game. It was always packaged as, here's a cool aspect. You could just walk up on people and just shoot them and take their loot. That is what it was set up as.
But that literally sounds like saying the whole, it's not for me. It's whatever you said, the go rogue, whatever, sounds like an excuse for players who want to go rogue, but want to have it given to them, not wanting them to actually kill a player to go rogue.
Yeah, I mean, they want a rogue status, but they want a rogue status on their terms. They don't want to have to go seek out a player or seek out a group and go rogue. They want to be able to choose and say, "Hey, I want to be rogue now. This circumstance suits me. I want to be rogue now," and now engage in a rogue action. Now, I understand that part of it, saying like, oh, okay, I'm choosing to go rogue now because I see this person's low health. I want to go rogue. Well, the way that was solved originally was you just shot the person. You didn't have to hold down a button. You just shot the person. So it made you have to play a little bit more strategically when you were in the dark zone. And the only people I see it benefiting right now is those people that are maybe solo players. Maybe benefiting those guys, but people that run with squads.
Not for me.
That's a bit of
DZ police and DZ farmers is the only reason Rogue 2.0 is benefiting. So here's a comment from Jalguino 11. He says they needed to continue to make the end game, the dark zone, all the best loot in the dark zone, like the original idea. That's why I bought the game to begin with. Okay, so that's a quote straight from Jalguino. Well, the DZ was never you get the best loot. The DZ is you risk to get loot. You risk your life to extract quote unquote better loot.
Well, I mean, in game originally about the game, the best loot was, I mean, most of the best loot was coming from the dark zone, wasn't it?
Yeah, but not necessarily. I mean, the bosses, yeah, there was more bosses to hit, so you can get more loot, but not because the loot you got outside was the same stat-wise, same everything, wasn't it?
No, I guess it's a factor of faster loot. Usually, if somebody is extracting something in the dark zone, you knew that they most likely wanted to get it out, right? Chances of it was a.
Now, if you're talking about the days, that you go back all the way back where everybody was rocking purples, and the only way you can get high ends was from the dark zone, then yes. But if you're talking
that's what he's talking about, I believe.
That can't apply.
He's talking about the days where you only way to get high ends or get the good stuff when people saw a yellow and it was an instant fight. You know.
Oh yeah, then those days were I'm talking about that won't apply now because we already have all this content now. We have all the incursions. We have
Mr. Grimm. Yeah.
We have Last Stand.
DZ always had better stats. Always had stats better. The stats were better there. Usually. The best loot coming from the dark zone, you had to hit a certain rank to buy blueprints. Yep, and the gear is yep, that's right. You had to hit a certain rank to buy blueprints. Like honestly,
yeah, but I don't feel like that would apply now, because would you get more loot in the dark zone, or would you get more loot right now? Would you get more loot in the dark zone?
Outside the dark zone now. I mean, it depends on how efficient you are, though. I mean, I could walk in the dark zone, hit a landmark or two, and you know, have some good. But then again, I mean, I'm outside right now, and I've been just roaming around killing random people, and I'm getting loot after loot. So I mean, if you're talking about uncontested loot, guaranteed, of course, light zone's going to be your faster way. Because you got to remember, the dark zone, even though you may be able to get some loot real quick, you still got to do what, chat? You got to extract it, right? That's the risk. That's the
extract it. You have to worry about rogues coming to take.
Yeah, it's the risk-reward factor of the dark zone that entices us to be a part of. We want that adrenaline rush of calling in an extraction and saying, "Yo, is somebody going to show up or not, or am I going to get away with it? Is somebody going to show up, or am I going to have to fight for it?"
Non-rogues have no issue currently in 1.8. They have everything.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. If I'm not going rogue, and I don't want to go rogue in the dark zone, I pretty much have no worries. But I mean, of course, people can still run up on you and go rogue. I'm not saying that's not possible, but for the most part, I mean, you have to really just not be paying attention to get rolled on. You know, I mean, you're gonna see them coming at you, and you're gonna see them coming already rogue, or you'll have a couple seconds to kind of try to make a move. Not saying you'll get away, but yeah, it's just.
Yeah, that's what I never understood. The ganking in the dark zone. I'm a solo player. I get ganked in the dark zone. You have to rejoin me, agent. I don't ever see a group of 4 or a group of 2 of rogues coming behind me because I don't look at my mini map when it tells you on your mini map how close the rogues are to me.
Yep. I mean, you can always see on your map, and you can see in your feed if you're paying attention to what's going on around you, as you should be in the dark zone. You'll be able to see it. Are you talking about the 1.8 rogue system? Yes, I am, Khalil. Yes, I am. I agree. It doesn't really make sense. Yeah. I just look for people so I can reach out for them and later take their loot. Yeah, but that's part of it. What's the risk? What's the risk for non-rogues in 1.8 Blue Crush? There's no risk for non-rogues really in 1.8. I mean, except for if they're not paying attention.
Except for not getting
if they're not paying attention, getting jumped and their loot taken by a team pushing them and killing them because they weren't paying attention. That's about it. Other than
yeah, Khalid knows what I was talking about when I said that.
Well, another thing too. You talk about getting the manhunt kill. It should be easier now because you know exactly where they're coming, where they're going to. If they go full manhunt rank 5, the whole server knows exactly where to go to participate in trying to stop this one.
Oh yeah, you hear the guy say, agent whatever close to you has whatever some rogue, whatever. And like that makes no sense. Why would they give
everybody else has stealth ability, but you is what they're saying. Everybody else is able to hide from you, do whatever, but when it comes to you, when you're manhunting rogue in 5, everyone gets to see your location and everyone gets to see where it's at. Now, here's one solution we had for getting your rogue timer off.
One second, Nelson. Let's not bash any other YouTubers or anything.
Susan with the host, thank you, my dude. Who's bashing who?
They're talking about
let's not talk about other streamers.
We're not mentioning names. We're not doing anything.
Yeah, let's not talk about any other.
We're just saying.
I'm not talking about any other content creators.
That's the thing that was.
Let's not mention them. Let's not talk about them. I mean, that man's able to do. He has his own opinion like everyone else. So, this is our opinion. This is here. This is ours and here.
I don't know.
Quick question, Jal. I hear you. But for the purpose of my video right now that I am creating live, let's just trim off that. Let's chill on that. We can talk. You can have that opinion all you want to, but just right now, let's just chill. Yeah, what's up, Agent?
Yeah. The only question that I just want to ask: what are you eating?
I am eating a homemade panini with chips.
Oh,
I had to. I'm hungry, guys. I just got home and I've been busy all day and hadn't had a chance to eat dinner. So I'm sorry, stream. Sorry, YouTube too. You're gonna see me eating during this video, but I'm hungry.
You just got me hungry.
It came to me hot and fresh. I had to dig in. My bad. Sorry, Division as well and Massive Team. I had to dig into this beautiful, delicious, glorious sandwich that was in front of me. So back at it. Okay, sorry guys. No worries.
Pretty much what I'm basically trying to say. The Rogue 2.0 system needs another entire rework on how they see PvP, because if they want to conform and help people who are DZ farmers that still think you get more loot in the DZ than you do in the light zone, and people who are just wanting to get rogue kills and be on the leaderboards and get those leaderboard rewards, then yes, keep the current Rogue 2.0. But if you want actual PvP and your DZ not to be dead, change that. I'm not gonna say that other word.
Change the stuff. Change that stuff. That's what he means. Now, the next thing I have, when you're manhunt, the only people who should see where your manhunt status will be taken off are those individuals that have fought you while you're rogue and manhunt. Anybody else, if you're in DZ 60 million, I don't care where you're at, you shouldn't see where I'm going to get off my manhunt if you haven't engaged in a fight with me.
Yeah, people who engaged or other rogues. Like if it's rogues in DZ.
Or the rogues. Yeah, so if you want to go after the rogues, you know rogues are out there, hey, go rogue to find them. But don't. I think having this massive server-wide alert that, hey, somebody's rogue, it would be more bearable if there was maybe some sort of benefit or some perk or something that helps you survive against the whole server. And right now it doesn't. I mean, getting shocked and grenaded to death is no fun for anybody.
if they had the ability, if you had a pole, if concealed poles, or like the area continually changes, if like you wanted it to, like you select the area and it changed for you, then yes, I would understand why everybody can see it. But if it stays how it is, don't let non-rogue players.
They seem to cater towards okay, here's Khalil912 with his comment. They seem to cater towards casuals, like strafing or that crazy movement is being changed, healing while ADSing, the hip fire reticle, and the way you move or turn. I mean,
yeah, that is true. The whole hip fire change was not.
No, it was not.
The whole movement thing was not needed, because if you learn how to move instead of staying still and ADSing a player, you would win multiple gunfights. But a lot of people are just standing still, looking down their scopes, and getting shot.
Correct. If you're not paying attention to your health, you're not paying attention to when to pull out, when to engage, when not to engage. That's your fault for getting folded. When to heal, when not to heal. Like, who said that you were Superman or Rambo all of a sudden, you know? And that you could just take all those shots. And that's what people are doing. I guess they want to lower the skill gap. I think so. Hold on one second, Beast, while I type these up.
I mean, they got rid of the skill gap in like 1.2.
So I'm gonna add real quick. Hold on, I can't hear you, Beast, for the moment. So I'm gonna go real quick over to our list. So our notes and things. So right now I'm gonna add to clear manhunts takes too long. Whole server sees location. Okay, so added that to it. So that's the next one that should pop up in a second. Boop, there it goes. To clear manhunts takes too long. Whole server sees location. So if you guys are just tuning in, here's the notes that I have compiled so far for what's wrong in the fix for today's YouTube video. So right now, grenade spam, unfair advantage to the server against the rogues, team shot, no risk or penalty for engaging in combat for non-rogues, gun skill not rewarded. Let me change that. I put not reward. Let me make sure I correct that. Not rewarded. Slash small skill gap, which that goes to Khalil912's point, saying that there seems to be a problem with it. Ask Nelson, who's the real pullout king. Oh my God, Sizzle, you're killing me, my dude. And then to clear manhunts takes too long. Slash the whole server sees location, which means you get there, you get spammed. And then things to keep, I really like the gear optimization, to be honest with you. And I really like the 4v4, but let's add an option for non-normalized modes. So let's make an option where you can go into PvP or in the skirmish mode and not have to use normalized gear. You can use what you've built. So that's where we are so far with it, guys. So I'm gonna go back to the topic once again. If you're just now tuning in, today's topic is what's wrong and the fix. You see it right up there. That's what we're talking about, and that's what we're covering. So back to the gameplay as we talk. Going back over to game second. All right, Beast, I'm back with you now. The manhunt caches need to be adjusted quite a bit. What do you think of adding a weekly exotic cache by surviving a max rogue status from Blue Crush? Well, Blue Crush, currently you do get...
That sounds like actually... I mean, if exotics are not going to be as worth as they are, I won't say no to them adding like an exotic to the current system of the whole.
It's actually a good idea. That's a good one.
Because if you notice, exotics are not the most powerful thing. Gear sets are, because of their stat rolls. Because all exotics are being left behind to 12.
Well, when we...
And then... I
mean, you should get the world rain down on you to survive a manhunt, especially rank 5, because god dang, we tried to survive one and we got sniped. We got sniped, shot, blown up, caught on fire. What else did we get done to us?
Yeah, if you survive and like in 1.3, 1.2, if you were manhunt, you survived it, you were considered a god in the game. You were considered a good PvP player, somebody who can actually play the game. But now, if you survive a manhunt, you're lucky as fuck.
Pretty much.
Classified gear sets in the. I mean, if they change the way we want them to change the thing, I wouldn't.
So
say
Blue Crush
yes.
says again.
I do say
in regular
yes.
manhunt caches, I would say 1 guaranteed high end, 1 gear set with the chance of classified.
Yeah, that's actually that sounds like an actual loot system that they should imply.
It makes sense. You know. But what I would say, one thing I would like to fix at 1.8 is I want specific geared tasks that allow me to go and farm for the gear I'm looking for. The one thing, think about how many classified sets are being added to the game right now.
Like specific missions.
I want specific missions that you can say, okay, I really want to focus on getting an Alpha Bridge set. So I can go and look at doing Lexington on challenging, or maybe it's, I don't know, Falcon Loss on challenging that gives you maybe a choice of 2 or 3 different classified sets that drop only in that mission. Just so you can't make it too easily farmable. But, you know, make it to where there's actual specified activities that you and a group of buddies can get together and farm together to then acquire this gear, other than it being just a massive, widely just random drop that could take whoever knows how long to get.
Yeah, baby, we live.
What do you think?
I mean, that was like in 1.3 where you had to farm Pacific areas for loot. But I don't know.
Correct. What happened to that?
I just they added more RNG. They added more loot to the loot table, so you don't get some of the most repetitive items. My main thing, like since I was saying, since the release of gear sets, if you don't know how to balance gear sets, if you don't know how to actually make other gear competitive with gear sets, since you added exotics and you have high-ends, remove gear sets from the game until you know how to balance them.
So,
because you have Firecrest, which is a big problem. You have Nomad, which is starting to be a big problem due to the heal over time, and you have Alpha Bridge, which is really buggy because apparently you can down a player, get an ult, shoot a support station, get an ult, kill the player, get an ult, kill an NPC, get another ult, which is 4 ults.
People fighting roads need to be penalized when killed. They should have to. They should have a respawn timer.
I wouldn't say respawn timer because.
Well, no.
That's. I mean, depending how long it is, then.
I would say, I kind of dig where he's coming from with that. Basically, what he's saying is, how come a manhunt has to hold out and fight for sometimes 20, 30 minutes, or not even that long? Well, ours can be that long because we stay live long enough. But let's say you're fighting for 10, 15 minutes, fighting so hard to stay alive, and the same people have come back like 6 times, and all they've lost is a little XP. Like, what else they need to add, I would say, is Dark Zone rank needs to matter again. Dark Zone
Wait
rank.
1 second. Sizzle, no game ever looks like the E3 trailers. No game ever looks like E3 trailers. Tell me one game that looks exactly like your E3 trailers. Tell me that game and then I'll be surprised if it looks like it. There's a lot of games, even non-AAA ones, that have a
So to
E
sum up
feature.
this, and I feel like we'll be probably covering more videos on this, but you know, I don't want to make this video way too long to be uploaded because I want them to watch it. I want them to read it, and want them to watch it. I want them to actually take the comments we say in this. But what I'm trying to say is this: let's try to sum this up here. Let me go to
rework.
Oh, let me go over here to get us on the right screen. So, just to summarize this stuff up, we've got grenade spam needs to be addressed. Getting spammed because there's no friendly fire. Team shot, no risk to anybody to engage against rogues, just spray into a crowd. Beast and I were all rogue manhunt, running down, and people were up on the top shooting Deadeye down at us and all sorts of crazy stuff, and they had no penalty for missing their shots. And that was the one beauty of the previous rogue system is if you miss, if you engage and you mess up, guess what? Join the crowd. You're now rogue too. And I like that aspect. Gun skill not rewarded. Gun skill is not rewarded. Slash, there's a very small skill gap. To clear manhunts takes too long. Whole server sees the location. I think we all can agree on that. Dark zone rank needs to matter again. That goes to Jowl's point. The dark zone used to mean something. Gear from the dark zone used to mean something. Being an accomplished player in the dark zone used to mean something. Now, what's the difference between a rank 2 and a rank 99 player in the dark zone? What does that rank mean? That's all it means. Right now, it makes no sense for me to aspire to want to make the 99 dark zone level because there's literally nothing going on there. Should I keep going? No, Legendary Gunny, I think you've done enough songs. I think you've done enough games there. Khalil, nope. And Sizzle says it was all a lie. They robbed us. They robbed us for the money. No, I mean I don't think they robbed us for the money. I just think that what I think happened in Massive. If you were watching this video, and you really are somebody that is in Massive to make change or understand that makes decisions. Hopefully, Hamish, you are watching this because I'm doing this because I really told you I would, and I really want you to read this and listen to this. Hopefully, it's not too long to where you don't see it or don't read it. But what I think is what's happening with Massive and the decision you guys are making is that when you made those big changes back at 1.2, 1.3, and up until 1.4, when you made those massive changes, no pun intended, you guys lost a lot of the players that would have really given you true feedback about your game, leaving only two types of players: your diehard tryhards and your other, your loyal casuals. Okay, your diehard PvPers that were in it for the gun skill and game, they're just not going to be as vocal as they're just not going to be as vocal, and many of us aren't going to take to Reddit every time we feel like this game's let us down. We're going to do what we've done a lot of times where PvP games have let us down, and we're just going to go find a new game to play. Your diehard, all-in casuals, or even dedicated players, either way you want to, they're the ones taking to Reddit. They're the ones coming in your stream. They're the ones complaining. They're the ones telling you all these things that would be miraculously better if you changed them. Well, I hope you guys are keeping score and looking at it and saying, like I would in business myself, where did our numbers start to decline? Where did they change? What did we do that caused these people to leave? Now we're listening to Reddit people and we're doing these changes that they're telling us to do. Has our player base increased? I will probably say it has not. So that being the case, maybe the people you're listening to aren't pointing you in the right direction. So I'm not saying I speak for everybody in my chat, but ones in chat if you'd like to have 1.2, 1.3 back over what we have now. I just want to see, I want y'all to show them in chat by if I'm this far off. They made all these changes, and I really, really love them for their try. But I want to see the ones, I want them to see the ones above my head. Throw those ones in chat if you would be much happier with 1.2, 1.3 back than what you have currently today. even with the classified, even with the map expansion. If 1.3 was to come back today, one's in chat if you're back on this game, playing it, loving it, and that's where it's at. That's where I really enjoyed the game. See, those are the kind of questions I really hope you guys would start to pose to the community more, and think about that. Hey, if you really want to bring back your player base, take it back to the golden age where people were loving this game and it was the game that they would stream and play every single night. Right now, what you guys are currently doing to it, it's just not where it is. But I'm going to end the video with that. We want the good old days back. We want you guys to do something. We want the things to be fixed. And just to let you guys know, this isn't a bash on you guys. I want to let you know I gave over a year and a half of my life to this game, as well as people in this party with me and people in chat have. We absolutely love the Division. We love you guys. We love Massive. We love you out there. We give you this hard criticism not because we hate you, it's because we want the game that we love back. We want it fixed. We want it in the right spot. We want it to do great again. I do like the gear optimization. I do like your 4v4 added concept. That was awesome. The resistance pretty good. Resistance is fun as hell too. We just want it back to a 1.3 era where we could make sense of the fights and it felt good. Because right now it just doesn't. It doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel like it works right. Give us the game we want back and just humor me. Just humor me. Do a rollback and see how many people come back to your game. That's my challenge to you. Probably won't happen. I can wish and pray though, right? Christmas, roll the game back to 1.2, 1.3, and I'm going to be so happy. Probably not going to happen. But anyways, that's what I'm just saying. Guys, say your goodbyes in chat. Tell them everything. Say bye. Say hi, YouTube. Everybody, do your signs off. I'm going to sign off. So I'm about to go ahead and change the screen. Go ahead. Say hi, YouTube. I need to see those hi, YouTubes in chat. Or hi, Massive. Or hello, Massive. Or hi, Hamish. Or hi, whoever Massive cares to listen or watch this video. Hopefully somebody does. They not awful. Joshing. Awful. Joshing, what's awful? Hold on. Before I sign out, we got somebody with an awful statement. Nearsighted? Okay. So, elaborate. I mean, I'm in chat, don't attack. In chat, don't attack Joshing either. I mean, I want to see what he means by nearsighted. I want to hear exactly what he has to say. Please, yeah, I want him to elaborate. What do you mean by, how do you mean by nearsighted, Joshing? Because if I'm missing something, or I'm summing it up incorrectly, or I'm not giving credence to something that I maybe should, I'm not beyond looking at stuff. Yeah, this is a message to Massive from the community. I want everybody's voice to be heard. So if you've got something that you feel is wrong, or you feel like I'm nearsighted, like I said, awful and nearsighted, so Joshing, explain yourself. All I want is, like, I don't mind somebody coming in and saying they disagree with me. I just want them to elaborate, like that. Just have a conversation. Like, disagree with me, fine. Please disagree with me if you have something, but let's have an adult conversation about it. Let's just not disagree and it's like, oh, yeah, disagree is fine, but tell me where I'm wrong. But I mean, it doesn't seem like he's going to elaborate. He just probably doesn't like what I've named out, which is, and that's going to happen. Like, I mean, you understand, you're not going to be able to please everybody. But when you had your most players, Massive, you had them underneath the circumstances I'm talking about. And I'm just being real with you guys. Right now, in the current circumstances, you just don't. And honestly, I like 1.8 from a PvE standpoint, but PvP, catch me outside, because I'm definitely not going to be inside the DZ. I'm out. All right, stream. I'm
So
back.
Mike Envy.
I'm back. I just had to get that done.